Brother, there's far too many of you that you know. All right. Welcome to the Legends of Inside Sports, and I'm your host, Harold Bell. You just got through listening to a small little brief segment of Marvin's classic, What's Going On? And congratulations to the Gay family because Marvin's portrait is now on the United States postage stamps. And I am overwhelmed and so proud of that. We got a special show today. We're going to be talking about a sport that I don't know that much about, but I've been around it all my life, in and out of pool rooms all over D.C. Never a gambler, just hanging out with the boys. But I got two special guests that we're going to be listening to, and they're going to give us some idea about the difference with two kinds of a pool that you see on the pool table. One is the regular pool game, and then there's 9-ball, and then there's a game called 3-cushion billiards. So my first guest was born and raised in Pert Amboy, New Jersey. Also the hometown of former world pool champion, the late Steve Mazrak Jr. The late Steve Mazrak Sr. taught him the principles many years ago of the game of 3-cushion billiards. After taking a leave of absence, he returned to the game in 2006 after meeting with and being encouraged by Mr. Mavzen Shuni, former national champion of 3-cushion billiards. And then he started to participate in various tournaments all around. He has been a regular participant ever since. He is a 3-time published author, founder, and CEO of Anguilla Pocket Billiards Association on the Caribbean islands of Anguilla. He served 4 years in the U.S. Air Force. He was inducted into the Pert Amboy High School Hall of Fame as one of his distinguishing graduates and received the New Jersey State Assembly Recognition Award for his outstanding achievements. Eric holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Community Planning and Development from the University of the District of Columbia and a master's degree in Public Administration from American University in Washington, D.C. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my special guest and special friend in many years, Mr. Eric Hughes. How you doing, Eric?
I'm great, Harold. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule on this snowy day. And my next guest is a friend that's been a friend for decades. He's a native Washingtonian, grew up in Northeast Washington, attended the D.C. public schools. He is a guy that has been playing pool all of his life. It's been a part of his life. He went from shooting the stick to owning the stick. He's now an entrepreneur, a businessman here in Washington, D.C. He owns his own pool room called Q Balls over on Central Avenue, 7845 Central Avenue. I think that's District Heights, Maryland. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my dear friend, Mr. Larry Steele. How you doing, Larry?
Fine, Earl.
Good. I want to thank both of you guys for, like I say, taking time out of your schedule today. This is a good day to be in. Eric is in, and you are out, and here visiting me at my studio, The Legends of Inside Sports. Eric, just start with you. Tell us, because a lot of people are not familiar with the game of pool that you play, 3-cushion billiards. Tell us about that and how you got started in that altogether, because really you see people playing 1-pocket, 9-ball in the pool rooms. But this game that you play, you usually have to go out town to get your competition. Tell us about that, Eric.
Well, Steve Mizrak Sr., I was a regular at his pool hall back in the day, and he took a liking to me because he was the state champ of New Jersey in pool. But he ladder in the game of billiards. You might want to try this game, three cushion billiards. He said you have to have a good stroke. You have to hold your stick tight. You have to understand the nuances of the game. And so I started that, when I was real young. I think I was 18, but I didn't know what I was doing. But the reason I got so interested in it is because it's just so interesting on how you can hit one ball, hit three cushions, and then hit the other ball. A lot of it has to do with the angles, and a lot has to do with knowledge of the diamond system. Believe it or not, I'm still learning that diamond system because it's really the road to making more billiards and making sense of how you can make a shot with three cushion billiards. If you played off one ball, there's three balls involved. A red ball, the opponent's ball may be a yellow, or you may be a white ball. If you played off of the opponent's ball, you have to hit three rails and come around and hit the red ball. If you played off the red ball, you have to hit three rails, hit the ball, hit three rails, and come around and hit the other ball. So it can be confusing if you're not familiar with the way the balls pattern off the rails. But if you know what the game is about, it's a very interesting game. There's a lot of math involved in it. And the main thing is focusing on the game and doing the best you can. That's basic.
Mm-hmm. Eric, tell me something. Are there a lot of people of color involved in this game now, or is just getting out there where they're having exposure to it? Are there many people of color as you travel around to these different tournaments and stuff? Do you see many people of color involved?
Well, I'm gonna be truthful with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm gonna say. I'm the only African American that competes in these tournaments on a regular basis.
Wow.
There's another guy from Boston, but he doesn't compete in these tournaments like I do. Mm-hmm. I jump at the first chance. If I find out, like the Nationals have been in Tucson, Arizona the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. I jumped at that opportunity because that's where you meet, some of the best billiard players in the country, and I love it. Mm-hmm. I haven't hit the big prize yet, but I'm getting to the to the semis, and I'm playing good. And sometimes it's not all about winning. It's the camaraderie and meeting good players and good competition. So, but to answer your question, no, I'm the only one competing that I know. Now there may be some in other cities, but they're not playing on the national level. They're playing locally. Mm-hmm. There's none out there on a regular basis except me. Yeah. And I'd like to see more out there, but a lot of people, if you can think about it, a lot of pool players don't want to venture into the three cushion billiard area because they may be at the top of their game in pool, and they don't want to start at the bottom of the ladder.
I hear you.
Another sport.
Right.
So by a lot of them, that's why we can't recruit and get new players, and all the old players are dying out, and there's nobody taking their place because it's a rough game, but it's an interesting game.
Right. We're talking to Eric Hughes as he gives us some insight on the three cushion billiards. Now I want to bring in my dear friend cue ball, Larry Steele. Larry, tell us, Larry grew up in Northeast Washington. I mean, he went to, like I say, he went to the D.C. public schools, and he came up, hanging out in the pool rooms. He's a local legend when it comes to pool. Larry, tell me, how did you really get involved, and then how did that take you to the business side of the game of a pool?
Well, my start in pool era went like this. I was in high school, and one day I did like to play different games. One of the games used to like to play is scrap along with dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in 11th grade. I just beat the 12th grade guys out of their money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the guys that they owed money came into school looking for their money. Okay, I was still in there. Me and my buddy had beat them out $30. We had split it $15 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Guys came over, put a gun in my back. They robbed me just during the Christmas break. They robbed me, took my money. I understood that they hung in the pool room. I had never been in the pool room across the street from the school. I had never been over there before.
This pool room. Mm-hmm.
So I was told that they hung in the pool room. My father was alive at the time. He worked for the GSA as a security. So there were guns in the house. I went home and got the biggest pistol I could find and went back up and went to the pool room.
Uh-huh.
So I went in the pool room and seen him. I see him, didn't see him. Hung around a couple of days. Just during the Christmas break, my father died on Christmas Eve, so that stopped me from going back up there. But then when I went to going back up there, I got to playing pool,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hitting the balls pretty good. And then it was about math, and I like math.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go, when I'd be in class, I would draw angles, things in geometry.
Right.
And then I couldn't wait to run over to the pool room and see if they worked. And they worked.
Uh-huh.
So I excelled at the game pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Next day I was making a couple dollars. Remember one day I went to school with 25 cents. When I left out the pool room, I had $47.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there really, and I mean, I'm a 17-year-old kid.
Right.
That right there really made me want to, like, say, learn the game. But anyway, I got to playing pool. And later on, I played pool. And then later on, I went into service. I even played some pool while I was in the service.
Mm-hmm.
I come out the service. I've done a number of things, sold jewelry and other things, worked in nightclubs that had pool tables.
Just hustling. You were a hustler.
But I also, like I say, started a pool league at one point, had over 100 some people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught a lot of people how to play pool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Washington Post ended up doing a story on me over 25 years ago about me teaching people how to play pool. And then shortly after, the Channel 9 News done a short thing on me.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, like I say, eventually I want to have my own pool room. So when the opportunity presented itself and I feel like I could afford to, I went on and made that move going on to open a pool room. And I know I didn't have the type of money to go in D.C. and open a room.
Mm-hmm.
Because in D.C. I would have had food in it. I would have had liquor license. I didn't have that. But I could open up a regular old pool room, like the kind that used to be in the city,
Right.
out in Maryland, and I should be able to survive. There were a couple that were in about a 10-mile radius of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I could do a better job than they were doing because they were still allowing other things to go on in their pool rooms. They're playing cards, they're playing craps, things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I know if I offered the people a clean environment and good equipment, a safe place to play, that they would come out and play.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a lot of older guys that grew up in D.C. who live out in Maryland now, who are now the grandparents, great-grandparents, things like this. And a lot of them knew how to play pool, were looking for a good place to play at.
Mm-hmm.
And the places that were out there weren't a good fit for them. I mean, they could go in there, probably shooting or something take place. They might, and the grandkids say, "Granddad, what are you doing out in that spot?"
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I know if I offered them a safe environment, that I could make it.
Mm-hmm. I hear both of you guys, and I got, of course, Eric Hughes on the line, on the hotline, and I got, of course, my man Larry Steele sitting here in the studio with me. Eric, I understand. I heard both of y'all say the things that you've got in common most out of both games is that the math and geography. How does that play into the game? But I heard you mention that, Eric. So tell me, give me a little more history on how that is used as far as the three cushion billiards is concerned.
Well, in terms of what the way the game is
The
played.
math, yeah, the math of the game. Goes, he mentioned math, or you mentioned math, or the angle part of the game.
Right. Well, you know, it depends on where the balls are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a system. There's several systems on how to use the math, but the diamonds, the way they're separated, they're usually about 12 inches apart, at least on a billiard table. And if the ball that you want to hit on your final round, if your ball that you want to hit is on the first diamond, that could be number 10. Now, if you hit it off of the rail across from you, it might be numbered a different number, but you got to subtract the two in order for your ball to come back around and hit that third rail.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, it's very hard to explain on the phone.
Right.
But believe me, those diamonds aren't there for cosmetic purposes. They're not there for beauty. They are there for a purpose.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Q can say the same thing about pool, because it's there for a purpose. And I just know the diamond system better on a billiard table, because the billiard table is most of them are 2 feet longer than a regular pool table. The billiard table is 10 feet long and 5 feet wide.
Wow.
And then pool, sometimes it's 8.5, sometimes it's 7.5, and bar tables maybe around the same size, a little smaller. Can I want to say one thing about the billiard game? There's never been a black player that really raised a whole lot of canes. If he did, his success was subdued.
Right.
But there's a guy, his name is Richard Baby Brother Powell. He won all of the championships back in the 50s.
Wow.
And he started, and he learned from the top three-cushion billiard player, Willie Hoppy. And Willie Hoppy took him under his wing. And this guy, and I think he's still alive too, Richard Baby Brother Powell from Chicago. He was the best. So I just wanted to throw that in
That's
there.
good. That's good history, man. That's some history that we don't have a clue about, because most of our history is being suppressed. So in that game, I'm not surprised that this brother is not well known. One thing, when I come out to the pool room, to cue balls, I noticed one of the favorite games in there is one pocket.
Right.
Tell us about the one pocket.
One pocket is like the chess game of pool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and around in a lot of your cities like DC, they play. They got away from 9-ball, which is more of a shooter's game.
Right.
Got into one pocket, which is more of a, like say, thinking game.
Mm-hmm.
And that started happening around, I guess, in the maybe late to mid '60s. And we had some good one pocket players out of DC. The most well-known player out of DC was Strawberry.
Right.
Strawberry passed about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he was known throughout the country. He traveled the country, and he put on a couple big tournaments back in the early '90s, where he had a lot of the top players from all around the country came in and played in them. We also had some good local players that traveled around it that were pretty well known. But one pocket, that's the game around here. It's a lot of bank shots, kick shots, all kind of safety shots. You can play game. If you're a good shooter and you catch a break, you might see an opening. You might get the game over within about 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But the game might go as long. A game can last as long as 2.5 hours.
Wow.
You know, I played in a tournament one time, and my last game went 2 hours 53 minutes. A lot of people in the tournament were mad with me because I delayed. They looked like I delayed the tournament for them moving on.
Right.
But I was trying to hang on and win.
Right.
I mean, I ended up losing, but I at least gave my man a fight.
Right. You know, Irv, where is it that you go locally if you want to play 3-cushion billiards in the DMV? Where do you have to go to find one of those tables?
Well, I take about 5 steps from my from my living room right into my table. I had to buy a table.
Right.
I
Okay.
had to buy one because all of the top players had their own tables.
Okay.
What I did, the reason I did that is because I used to have to drive to Annapolis or near Annapolis, Maryland, to play and get competition. So, but even now, even though I have my own table, you have to have competition.
Right.
You have to play somebody. Practicing all the time is not going to be competitive for you when you start playing in these big tournaments. So I play now at a place called Triples. It's Jessup, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And there's about 2 guys. There's 2 guys that go there and play every Saturday. So I go there and play every Saturday.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just to get the competition rolling.
Right. Right. You know, Q, I noticed that you be having these tournaments. How often do you have these tournaments? Are they annual?
No, I was having a once a month tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And once a month tournament, I was bringing in the best players, local players from out of D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I had maybe about seven consecutive tournaments. But as like politics got to enter in the game, and that kind of separated false participants
Right.
wanting to come around because everybody had different views on different things.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can get the politics back out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as far as the sizing on the pool tables, a regular official size on the pool table is 4.5 by 9, and on the billiard table is 5 by 10. So the 5 by I would probably have a billiard table in there, but it would take up a little bit more space.
Mm-hmm.
But my plan is, like say, if I expand, I would definitely put a billiard table in there. So Eric, you ain't got to go all the way down to Jessup.
All right, I got you.
But I'm trying to make that happen. You know.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, guys, we talked about politics entering in every phase of life. It seems like it's entered into the game of pool too. But I want to talk about the game called life that affecting us as a people, as black men, our families, our children, our grandchildren. I don't have any of those, but I know Eric is very concerned about their future. Eric, how do you see the state of Black America from where you're sitting, as far as your children, your grandchildren?
Well, I've seen ups and downs, and now few ups and mostly downs because of the political system, and because it seems like things are going backwards. People have to watch out for their kids, where they send their kids to school, and how they're being treated. They have to second guess teachers, second guess, the climate of the schools, and it's a concern.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I would want to send three of my grandkids are in HBCUs, and I'm glad they are, because I wouldn't be comfortable with them being in a minority in some of these schools, because these schools that see with this blackface stuff, I mean, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care about, they want to revisit that because their great grandparents or the grandparents and parents had fun doing it, so they think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You got to teach our kids, man, that, there's nothing given to you out here. You got to earn it, and be vigilant about how you're being treated. And being that I've come through a time when I was discriminated against, and Harold, you've been to my celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
When I came through, I had to sue the government twice.
Mm-hmm.
Racial discrimination.
Right.
I won both cases, and
sure did. You won both cases. That's right.
Yeah. So we have to teach our kids, man, that it's nothing given, nothing promised,
Mm-hmm.
and teach them so they can keep their eyes open, man, so they can fend for themselves.
Right. Q, from where you're sitting, being a businessman and being in this political climate that we now find ourselves, there's a lot of things that are going on in our community. We understand about our new president, but we had big problems before he got into office. We had our own problems, that really set us back. And now, these guys wearing these KKK robes and this blackface, they have been given permission to come out of the closet. How difficult is that going to be for our people?
Well, people, people have to. Everybody got their own situation. I mean, they have to stand up for their beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
and just don't go along with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Far as that's on a national level. I mean, the politics that affect me most is local stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And locally, I'm talking about. I'm a resident of District of Columbia. I have a business in Prince George's County. Now I've been out here 15 years. As far as the local politicians out here, my encounters and my dealings with them for my first 10 years was real criminal.
Mm-hmm.
And these were black politicians who looked like they set up roadblocks and tried to do things so my business would fail.
Mm-hmm.
I can say now, people who are in administration who can be more professional in dealing with and dealing with people on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take on the politics right now. I don't want to go into it further because sometimes it just.
That's right. That's right. Well, look, man, I want to thank both of you guys for taking time out of your business schedule to be on the Legends of Inside Sports and giving us some more insight on the game of pool as far as 9 ball, one pocket, and of course, Eric and enlightening us on the game of 3 cushion billiards. I think it's been a heck of education, and I want you guys to always remember, you're always welcome here. Herb, you got the last word. What you want to say?
Well, I'm glad you're holding this the discussion because a lot of people just don't know what 3 cushion billiards is. But it's a great game. Anybody who wants to venture out and expand their horizons with the game of billiards, that's what they should try to do. So that's it.
Q?
Well, Harold, I appreciate the opportunity that you, like say, you got a program here on pool. It's long overdue. I think I wish a guy like Strawberry, I wish something had been done during their time, and somebody took time out to interview them. I knew guys who had sports shows and didn't want to take the time to do anything with them. And I appreciate this opportunity. And thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just want everybody out there to remember that every black face you see is not your brother, and every white face is not your enemy. And you can catch this show on the Legends of Inside Sports on YouTube. Just go up on YouTube and pull up Harold Bell and the Legends of Inside Sports, and you can hear this special show on pool. And you can find me on my blog on blackmeninamerica.com or the original Inside Sports blog. Until next time, I'm Harold Bell, and you can color me gone.